It is the second day of April in 2018, and we've been about 2 weeks since we last made a video. Last week was a little bit hectic with work.
I can see from the tired faces.
We were a little bit, we were a little bit busy last week doing a lot of late nights. So, just getting right to updates, I guess. This week, yesterday on Easter, we had a bit of a Chinese food binge with some friends from work. So, rather than being 5 pounds down, I'm about 1.5 pounds down. Total overall, since the 19th of January, I'm down 52.2 pounds and about 10.5% body fat. It's pretty incredible when you consider it's only been 77 days. It's not quite the pound that I was at. Like I said, I've gained 3 pounds overnight because of the Chinese food binge.
I'm exactly 30 pounds down. I don't really keep track of my inches. I do it on a book. He keeps his in his phone. So he does all the math and all the rest of that. I think I said last time I lost a total of 4.5 inches. That was
But what did you do?
Last
What did you do last week when you weighed, when you checked?
I don't do the math.
She was down again last week, and her inches are getting pretty significant also, and it's starting to show in both of our clothes. I'm starting to look like I'm wearing my big brother's clothes. Everything on me is hanging off.
He doesn't have a big brother, by the way.
And she's doing the same thing, so it's getting a little out of control as far as clothes go. We may actually have to purchase some clothes before summertime so that we can actually have them fit during the summer. The title of this installment is The Mental Aspects of Dieting. It's a real quick and easy one. I don't think we're going to be here very long with this, so just hang in there for the ride.
He says that, but you know me. I am going to just blabber on because he does it. He does the research and all the rest of that stuff. I don't. I am an emotional person. Yeah, today I'm 139. I've been 137 for the last few days prior to our Chinese food extravaganza. He says binge. I was under my calories. It was just a lot of food.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What it boils down to is, when it comes right down to it, your brain has got two separate entities. One is your conscious brain and one is your subconscious brain. Your conscious brain is the part that filters and identifies information as it comes in and then decides what to do with it. Your subconscious brain is the part of you that controls all your auto functions, your breathing, your heart rate, your emotions. And because it controls the auto functions, it tends to control things like the ability to diet, because it's kind of an emotionally based practice. So when you're starting off on something like a keto diet that is actually restrictive in the fact that you can't have carbohydrates, one of the things that needs to happen, whether you're doing it consciously or subconsciously, is you have to kind of reprogram your subconscious to understand that you're going to start giving up sugar and bread and pasta and things like that.
You have to change your mindset. In order to make this work, I mean, really, and to an extent, because you can't eat those things like he said. But you have to go into this thinking, okay, you know what? I need this. I want this. This is time for this change in my life. And if you can take that step, if you can actually commit to yourself, because this is all about you. It really is. It's about better health. It's about, just feeling better, because that kicks in too in a couple months, not immediately. And it just progresses from there. So really, you have to go into this thinking, I want this. I want this change for myself. And because not everybody, a lot of people that we talk to that have done it are like, I just can't. Well, yeah, you really can, but it's a matter of whether or not you want to and how much it means to you. I think that for us, the grandbaby really was a big part of it. Yeah. But then, like I said, once the water weight came off, I mean, that just became...
that initial drop of 10 to 20 pounds that you get in the first week or so because of the water weight
it's
loss.
not 10 to 20 for everybody. I've been reading a lot of people saying it could be anywhere from a couple to, significant like his
It was almost 20 for me.
So.
Makes you kind of set your mind toward the fact that this can be done, and it can be done relatively easily.
I would imagine that it's kind of like, eating chocolate, where that raises your happy feelings and all the rest of that, knowing that, hey, I didn't really give anything up, in order to do this, and I didn't even exercise. So maybe that's what we're living off of. I don't know.
No matter how you do this, you got to understand that your results are determined by your attitude. If you go into it with negative thoughts and negative attitudes, thinking, oh, I can't give up chocolate, I can't give up bread, oh, I can't give up pasta, you're pretty much setting yourself up for a bad ride. The more that you think negatively, the more that you reinforce those negative thoughts and images in your head. There's not much you can do to escape your brain. Your brain, if your brain's not on board, it's not going to happen for you. You can't. You can retrain the brain. It's relatively simple to do, but you have to be in that positive mindset to begin with in order for it to be something that works out for you. One way to figure out, whether or not you're ready for a change like this is, take a look at the way that you speak on things. Take a look at the way that when you say things, do you say, I can't a lot of negative self-talk. I don't, I can't, I won't, it can't. Negative self-talk is a real good indication that you're not in the right mindset. Not that you can't fix it, because you can always totally change your mind. It's the
wonderful thing about it.
It is. It's a question of, you have to be able to just kind of reset your mind. One simple way of resetting your mind is to take a second and do some affirmations. Now, we're getting into this kind of, hippie kind of new age stuff. But affirmations are a real quick and easy way to change your mind about the way that you see things. We've been practicing these affirmations for about a month now, thinking positively, making positive statements every morning. I am so happy and grateful that my children...
literally has changed absolutely everything.
It really has. It's become much more centered in our minds as we're going through our day-to-day rituals and habits. It becomes it's become, especially at work. I mean,
a ton at work, because we do security. We deal with people who don't necessarily like what we're doing.
No, they're not very happy with us a lot of the time. And in the past three or four nights, I've had absolutely no incidents with these knuckleheads, which if you
that
know
would
me,
be a negative thought.
Goes a long way, regardless of whether
it's all in how you greet them and how. And the funny thing is, and I keep explaining this to him because I've been trying to do this a little bit longer. It's not about them. It's not about them and the way they are behaving. It's about us and how we feel. And if you're feeling good on the inside, and I know this sounds crazy, and you can think I'm a nutcase, but whatever, I'm happy. So if you feel good on the inside, it's going to show through. And if you are positive towards people, not everyone, the majority of people will be positive back at you. They'll do what you ask them to do. They'll do it quickly and succinctly, and they'll listen, and it makes life so much easier.
And the evidence in our lives is almost irrefutable, because when the last few times that I've been to work, we've been to work four of the last 5 nights, and all of those nights I go in, she says these little things as we're getting out of the car about how it's going to be an easy and peaceful night, and how she's so grateful and thankful for the way that it's going to be. But as long as we go in, and I go in there thinking that, it actually works out. It actually becomes a relatively simple night. I mean... And
one night, the guy who runs the grill thing totally made us a salmon dinner and all the rest of it, and didn't charge us a thing. And it was absolutely amazing. So I don't know what the name of the company is, but your food is amazing.
It's at the Masquerade, if you want to get it. Yeah.
he doesn't always carry salmon, but he has some great food out there. So if you come to Masquerade, check him out. Totally worth the money. Huge burgers.
Yeah,
barbecue.
What do you say, 5.4 ounces or something like that?
5.5 ounce.
5.5 ounce burgers.
Anyway.
Just like I said, without getting too far off track, in order to do this keto diet, you're ultimately going to have to reprogram some of your negative thoughts into positive thoughts.
And your thoughts about the food system and the food pyramid and things like that, because this is way different than what you were taught growing up. So
it's the food pyramid turned on its head is what it boils down to, because all of the fats and things that they said not to eat are the things that you're actually eating on keto in order to force your body into a fat burning process.
It takes a little bit of adjustment.
But again, if you just give it a few weeks, it'll work itself out for you. You'll show amazing results in just a couple of weeks if you can just set your mind to changing things for yourself for 14 days. Give it 14 days. And I tell you what, every dime that you spent, you'll probably get back after 14 days if it doesn't work out for you.
Every dime you spend on what?
On the keto diet.
Oh, you're just going grocery shopping.
It's free.
That's not true. I highly recommend, and I cannot stress this enough, I highly recommend getting a the vitamin that we take.
Conjac?
No, the one that helps with the
electrolytes.
Electrolytes. I was thinking pee for some reason. I don't know. Not like pee as in your... No, never mind. Anyway. Electrolytes. Take your electrolytes. Take your electrolytes. Drink your electrolytes. I cannot stress this enough. This will be such a much easier transition if you have those electrolytes. So...
Right. No matter how you do this, like I said, this was all on the mental aspects of this diet. And like I said, I'm not trying to get too far off track, and I'll make this short because I'm about to finish up. Just remember that if you go into it with a negative outlook, you're probably going to get negative results, or no results at all.
And that can be true of just about everything.
If you go into it with a positive mindset, say this is just how it's going to happen. I'm going to take 14 days and see what happens when I stop eating carbohydrates. Not stop, but lower my carbohydrates to
from
20 or 30 grams.
Food or vegetables, not from meat or vegetables, not the non-keto food.
Right. And do that and see how it comes out. If you go into it with a positive attitude, you're going to get positive results. There's just no getting around it, and we're living proof. Again, I'm down a little over 50 pounds.
And we do look tired, but we had a long day with the grandbaby yesterday, chasing her around, plus the 5 days of work on top of it, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but for us old folks that don't do anything, it was a lot. So
it was 4:30 to 1 in the morning time of nights, it's an 8-hour shift plus,
plus an
hour there and an hour back. So.
Anyway, so basically, our lesson for today is your success, whether it be keto or in life or in love or your general everyday happiness. And I put an article up, not an article, I wrote a tirade at 2 o'clock in the morning this morning when I couldn't sleep. The salt just fell. It's totally based on you. It's based on your mindset. Take the time. Tell yourself that you're wonderful. Tell yourself that you can do this, that you are amazing, that you can actually stick to this, that it's important to you, that you are worth it. That's the biggest thing, is knowing that you're worth these changes. And even just the mental changes. Even if you don't do the keto, just change your mentality about yourself and your life will seem exponentially richer. I know that seems crazy, but you know what? Try it. It doesn't cost you anything, so don't laugh at me. Whatever. It works. Ask me about the traffic on the way into Atlanta every day when I say our little mantras and stuff like that. We get there with very little traffic.
It works out. Every time she says it, I've been asking her to talk about $1 million for the past week. But check us out, ketocouplesjourney.com, Keto Couples Journey at YouTube and Facebook, and Keto Couples Journey ATL on Instagram. You can also go to our group page at Ketogenic Journey on Facebook and check out Tony's, 2 o'clock rants. And if you need anything, you can hit us up at Keto Couples Journey gmail.com. So, having said that, happy Easter to everybody. A day late.
Happy spring.
Happy spring.
Hope
I don't know about
almost
where you're
warm
at
where
and
you are.
everything, but here in Georgia, it's up in the 80s today.
Yep.
So
For today. Tomorrow it's going to change.
Tomorrow's back down to 60s. But, you know, if you don't like the weather in Georgia, wait 5 minutes. It'll change.
It'll change. Like Florida. All right. Well, you guys have a great week. Hopefully we'll see you next week. We'll do our best. Take care.
Bye.